Coming live from the studio, this is All Sports with Gerardo. Thank you for watching another episode of All Sports. This is your host Gerardo, and all I talk is sports. On the show today, I am going to talk about NFL football, Major League Baseball, and NBA basketball. Before I start the show, I hope you all had a great week. To start off with Major League Baseball, now that it's March, spring training is underway. In just under a month from now, the 2021 Major League Baseball season will begin, and believe it or not, myself and many others are happy that baseball is back and that there will be a baseball season. But even with the coronavirus pandemic still happening, nothing is a guarantee. But as of right now, everything's going good, and it looks like we're going to have a full 163 game season, just like previous seasons, except for last season. Last season was different because of how short the season was, but it was just good to see that a season happened, even though it was only a 60 game season, and there was no doubt that it was different. But this year, having spring training already starting just in the last week, and now that we're in March, we can see that the beginning of this season is just around the corner. And just in a few weeks, the 2021 season will begin. I'm definitely looking forward to that. No matter who's your favorite team, player, it's just great to see that baseball will be back, just like the 2019 season. And it's good that it's possibly not going to be like the 2020 season, but there's no doubt it will be different. The coronavirus pandemic can still affect this 2021 season, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens over the course of the 2021 season. Some teams will start allowing fans into their ballparks when the season starts, even if it's not one of the teams that have already been mentioned. At some point, the rest of the teams want to allow fans into their ballparks, but all teams are hoping that at some point during the season they can let fans into their ballparks, even though it's definitely going to be a different fan experience with the limited amount of crowds that can be at the games at every ballpark. For the teams that are allowing fans, at least a certain amount of fans can go in. Hopefully it increases going into the summer and going later into the season. I know the Rockies are one of the teams that are allowing a limited amount of fans. I will definitely go and check it out. Even though it's going to be a different experience, I definitely want to at least go see one game and see how it is. Since I haven't been in Coors Field for almost a year and a half, I definitely want to go see a Rockies game. When certain teams come to town, I'll definitely go to Coors Field and see a Rockies game. I'm looking forward to being able to go to Coors Field, see a Rockies game, and even the rest of you all, no matter what team you root for, you're probably looking forward to going to a baseball game, no matter what team it is, no matter what stadium it is. Hopefully at some point I can go see the new Rangers Stadium in Arlington, Texas. I have not been to that stadium. I've only seen the previous one. I want to go see the new one. Couldn't do that last year. Hopefully this year or next year. And I definitely want to go see some other ballparks. But for sure, I will go see some Rockies games here at Coors Field. With the fan experience being different, we're going to have to wait and see how it is. But hopefully, at some point, more fans are allowed. And no matter if it's baseball or other leagues or other sports, hopefully at some point we can start seeing stadiums or arenas have full capacity. Now, we're probably a few months away from that, but hopefully it will happen down the road. But there's no doubt that no matter what team you root for, especially if you're a baseball fan, you're happy that baseball has returned, and the beginning of the season is just around the corner. And there's no doubt that we are all waiting for this season to start. And we are definitely looking forward to some Major League Baseball happening this summer and going in to the next few months. Moving on now to NFL football, J.J. Watt and the Texans have agreed to a 2-year contract. The Broncos released Jurrell Casey. The Vikings released Kyle Rudolph. So now that we are in March, just in a few weeks, towards the middle of March, free agency will begin, and I can't wait to see what happens during free agency. A lot of players will be on the move, but the one position you definitely want to keep an eye on is the quarterback position, because many quarterbacks that are on their current team right now will possibly not be on that team in the next few weeks, and they will likely be on a different team. So free agency is getting ready to begin in the next few weeks. It's just around the corner, and I can't wait to see what happens during free agency now that we are in March. Moving on now to NBA basketball, Carmelo Anthony moved into 17th in all-time field goals made. JJ Redick moved into 14th in all-time three-pointers made. For the 113th time in his career, LeBron James has the most games with 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. For the 49th time in his career, LeBron James led his team in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. Nikola Jokic now has 50 career triple-doubles. Nikola Jokic joined Wilt Chamberlain as the only two centers in NBA history with 50 or more triple-doubles. Nikola Jokic already has more dunks this season than he did all of last season. Jamal Murray moved into second in all-time three-pointers made in Nuggets franchise history. James Harden is the first player with 30-plus points, 15-plus assists, 10-plus rebounds, and 0 turnovers. Buddy Hield became the fastest player in NBA history to hit 1,000 three-pointers in 350 games. With 1 turnover, the Nuggets had the fewest turnovers in a single game in NBA history against the Trailblazers on February 23rd. The Jazz became the first team to make 50-plus three-pointers over a 2-game stretch. The Hawks fired head coach Lloyd Pierce. The 2021 NBA All-Star Game and festivities will be on Sunday, March 7 in Atlanta. Before the NBA All-Star Game, they will do the skills challenge and the three-point contest. Then they will have the All-Star Game, and during halftime, they will do the slam dunk contest. Nikola Jokic was named an All-Star starter. Nikola Jokic is the first All-Star starter since Carmelo Anthony in 2011. Nikola Jokic is now a 3-time All-Star. LeBron James is the first player in NBA history to start 17 straight All-Star games. So originally, there wasn't supposed to be an All-Star game for the 2020-2021 season due to the coronavirus pandemic, and they had canceled the All-Star game and the festivities, but they were still going to have an All-Star break in March. Originally, the All-Star game wasn't supposed to be in Atlanta, but just in the last few weeks, the NBA decided they will have an All-Star game, and instead of it being where it was supposed to be, it was decided it was going to be in Atlanta. So there will still be an All-Star break, and there will be an All-Star game and other festivities. Now there's no doubt that the All-Star game and the festivities will be different compared to years past. But it's just good to see that an All-Star game and the other festivities will still happen. Now we'll have to wait and see if there will be fans at the All-Star game. But one thing about the arena in Atlanta, which is the home of the Hawks, is that they have been allowing fans. So I wouldn't be surprised, since the Hawks have been allowing fans at their games, if they allow fans at the All-Star game. We're just going to have to wait and see. But it's just great to see that an All-Star game will still happen this season. Now one thing that's going to be different is that everything's going to happen the day of the All-Star game. It's not going to be over the course of the weekend like it usually is. Like the day before, they usually do all the other contests and festivities. Instead, for this All-Star game for this season, everything will happen the same day on the day of the All-Star game. So before the All-Star game, they will do the skills challenge and the three-point contest. They will have the All-Star game, and during halftime, they will do the slam dunk contest. That is something that is definitely going to be different, but I think it's going to be great to see everything happen in the same day, even though it's cool to see things happen on their own day over the course of the All-Star weekend. I think it's going to be great to see something different and see all the festivities and the All-Star game take place on the same day. Now, I am definitely looking forward to the All-Star game and the festivities, and there's no doubt that it should be a great All-Star game and festivities, and we're going to have to wait and see how it plays out. But the All-Star game and the festivities are coming up in the next few days. So as a fan of the NBA, I am definitely looking forward to that, and I hope you are all looking forward to the All-Star game and the festivities happening. Moving on now to the show. What to watch for this week in sports. The 2021 NBA All-Star Game and festivities will be on Sunday, March 7 in Atlanta. The Nuggets, NBA basketball, the Avalanche, NHL hockey, college basketball. Moving on now, on the next show, I will talk about NFL football, Major League Baseball, and NBA basketball. I hope you all have a great week. Tune in to the next All Sports with Gerardo show next week. I want to say thank you to everybody that listens to All Sports. Subscribe or like my pages on social media at All Sports with Gerardo. Until next time, this is Gerardo.